Jean-Claude Van Damme, the stock market is not looking very good. Warren Buffett, one of the biggest investors in the history of the United States and the world, is pulling back more stocks than we've pretty much ever seen him do. The biggest defensive position. The stock market is showing all signs of crash. All of the big hedge funds, all of the big investors, including Warren Buffett, are putting on a defensive position so when the crash happens, they can go gobble up more of the stocks. The same thing they do every single time. I'm going to break down exactly how this could actually be good for you, how you could utilize this to your advantage, how you could take action now instead of being gobbled up like most Americans and most people worldwide. Stock market crash is literally this far away, guys. Warren Buffett hasn't done this since 2008, and we all know what happens then. And Warren Buffett has a massive track record of pulling back right before the stock market crashes. Now, of course, these pundits are talking about, well, Warren Buffett's missing out on gains. No, there is no missing out because when it crashes, he's going to buy 10x with the cash. He's pulling in cash. When you know the biggest investor in the world is massively cash liquid, he's getting ready for the fire sale, and he's going to go out and buy it all for pennies on the dollar. Everyone is a genius in a bull market, but it takes a genius to be successful in a bear market. How can this help you? How can this add value to you? Well, we're going to talk about that right now in Operation Stock Market Crash. You know, I'm getting sick and tired of some of these negative topics I've been making videos on, but they're so relevant for today's society. I wish I could tell you stocks are getting ready to double, IRAs are looking good, 401ks, you probably can retire early. Like, wouldn't that be cool if that's how America was, if that's how Australia and Canada and Europe and Africa and Asia, wouldn't it be cool if that was the world we lived in? Hey guys, things are looking so good. Instead of retiring at 65, the retirement age went down to 60. Wouldn't that be cool? But no, it's 67, it's 70, it's 82, it's 97, it's 104. Bro, people don't live to 104. Too bad. So it's a really interesting thing, but the stock market's getting ready to crash. Everyone knows that. We're way past due for a crash. I've talked about in my last two videos. If you haven't watched them, I recommend you watch them. I talk about the housing market crash, and I talk about some other things that are breaking down right now and things you need to look at because it's going to take the bond market down with them. The federal government has injected over $4 trillion, with the T, $4 trillion into the market to prop it up. The stock market is artificially propped up. And have you ever noticed how it's kind of hovering at the same place? Have you been watching the Dow? Have you been watching the S&P 500? It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? Because it's 100% propped up. The only reason it is where it is because it's a government ploy because the government propped it up. If the government didn't put in the money, the Dow would be probably a third of where it is right now. Probably, 2 to 4 million companies would bankrupt overnight. Would cost probably 60 to 80 million jobs. In fact, they said that if they didn't prop up the stock market, I read some statistics, the capital funding that funds a lot of the hospitals, a lot of the schools, we would be drying up all around America if they didn't inject $4 trillion in the last year. Do you have any idea how much money that is? Right now they're fighting over a $2 trillion 10-year bill, which is a lot of money. $2 trillion over 10 years is ridiculous. This is $4 trillion they've injected in the stock market in one calendar year, not to mention the CARES Act that they injected in the last year, okay? So we're talking trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars artificially injected in the market to keep it up. Now, is this a good thing? Well, if you've got IRAs and 401ks and retirement accounts, this is a very bad thing, and you should be taking action now. You should be looking at pivoting your money now. Now, is this going to counterbalance the crypto market? Yeah. It is going to shoot the crypto market through the moon. You're going to see moonshots left and right in the crypto market, which we talk about here a lot in Privacy X. In fact, you can go check out Privacy X Project, and we're starting to talk more over there about some of our crypto stuff, decentralized. I'm actually creating a decentralized section over at privacyxproject.com. Also, our platform, privacyx.org, is launching in December, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That is going to be massive. It's going to be the most advanced privacy training on the internet. We're going to be breaking down exactly how to be a ghost. If you guys want to learn how to be a ghost and have us help you with this, you can go to Privacy X Project right now, and we can actually help you and your business become a ghost because this is becoming vital with the new social credit scores and how the stock market runs and parallels right into that. Now, I dealt with this last time in 2008. I lost everything in 2008. It was a weird time to be alive in 2008. Now, some of you might have been in your 20s, your 30s, your 50s, your 60s, back in 08, your 70s. I don't know how old you are. Some of you might not have been, you might have been a kid in 2008. But the reality is when these crashes happen, they happen in a blink of an eye, and you need to start preparing yourself now. Now, does that mean you should start pulling all your money out of the stock market? Well, you do whatever you want to do. This is not financial advice, but I am absolutely been pulling every penny of mine out of the stock market. I do not believe in the stock market. I don't trust the stock market. The stock market has been taken over by the federal government. If you're investing in the United States stock market, you're a fool right now. It's just not going to happen. You know, and it's so volatile. I mean, we even saw the other day that Elon Musk talked about selling a 10% stake in Tesla, and it dropped by 10 or 11% overnight. That's how volatile things are because real investors aren't there. You know who's there? Governments. You know who's there? Hedge fund money. You know who's there? Short sellers. You know who's there? All this injected play money to try to bet against the market the second one thing goes bad. And this is the problem. This is why you really want to watch this. So should you pull your money out of the stock market? Yeah. Should you put it in crypto? Well, crypto is very volatile as well. There's value in crypto, and there's a lot of really good cryptos, but keep in mind, crypto is volatile. You should probably have more cash on hand right now than ever. Now, this is short term because the problem is we're dealing with inflation, and inflation is a serious problem. But the problem is, where do you run to? Well, gold and silver is always a good counterbalance. Crypto is a good counterbalance. The average person's not going to be able to afford multifamily real estate, and with the real estate market getting ready to crash, it sucks because we're in the mix of hyperinflation, and I think hyperinflation could be a little dramatic, but inflation is going up quicker than we've pretty much ever seen, and then we're dealing with this situation where you've got to kind of pull back in cash. Now, in 2008, it was fine to be in cash. You dealt with standard inflation, right? So what a lot of people are doing is they're looking for hedges against the dollar. Well, you know, the problem with some of these hedges you see like Bitcoin and some of these other ones is you can hedge the dollar to a degree, but Bitcoin's not going to have the same breakouts as other currencies. So what a lot of people are doing and how I'm structuring my portfolio is I'm putting about 30% in stable coins and about 70% in moonshots. Now, I'm not talking moonshots that haven't even got off the ground. I'm not talking moonshots that are, ICOs, initial coin offerings. I'm talking moonshots that are semi-stable, right? So you look at things like Shiba Inu. You look at things like XRP could explode after the lawsuit. You look at things like Cardano. You look at things like Algorand. You look at things like Quant. You look at things. And then the other thing that a lot of people are looking in right now is the Metaverse. The Metaverse, they're actually selling land. So you can go to Manta and you can buy land, digital land in the Metaverse. Now, I'm not going that far. I think it's ridiculous. What a lot of people are doing is they're buying land in the Metaverse, which is about $10,000 to buy a square block in a game. It's basically, remember that game Sims back in the 90s and early 2000s? In fact, I think my kids play that a little bit, the Sims game. It's kind of like that, but with real money. Imagine playing Sims with real money. That's what they're doing. So they're buying a little piece of land, although Sims has better graphics. They're buying the land in the Metaverse, and they're creating art galleries to hang their NFTs. Crazy, but it's actually happening at a large scale. Now, will that digital virtual land go up? Will the ownership of the Metaverse go up? Yeah. Will crypto be able to rival the stock market? Yeah, if it was left alone, but the problem is the government keeps getting involved. I talked yesterday in my video, which I recommend you watch because I talked about how the new infrastructure bill added a piece of legislation that makes it a felony if you don't report your crypto. So now if you don't report your crypto, it's a felony, legitimately. That already just passed. And there's a form you have to fill out, and that's if you have, these transactions. So you look at these NFTs, and NFT counts. So whether it's an NFT, whether it's a token or a coin, a lot of people try to get around this by calling it different names. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. They look at all transactions. And if you don't report it, it's not just a generic accounting error. It's a felony now. It's a felony to not report your crypto. So the United States just did one of the biggest crackdowns on crypto in history like 4 or 5 days ago, and the average person is not even talking about it, which is nuts. I don't understand why people aren't outraged about this and trying to strike it down, calling their congressmen and congresswomen to shut this down. but they're not. They're not doing anything. They're like, oh yeah, no, this is great. With these moonshots, that's how you make your money, because the reality is if you invest in 10 and 3 go up, you're gonna triple, quadruple, 5x. Because here's the thing, if the stock market goes up 10, 12%, that's cool. Crypto's up, 500-600% on the year. Several 100%, right? So there's nothing that replicates that. That's why the average person is going into crypto. So gold and silver is your hedge, right? Gold and silver should be your block to store value. Stable coins could also be a piece of that block to store value. And then when you look at crypto as a whole, that's your money-making machine. Now, how do you put money in crypto? Well, the best thing you should do is start a business. You should start a business immediately. I've talked about that. We're helping people start businesses. We're actually building businesses for a bunch of our clients right now. You can check that out. First link down below. But I think we have a few slots. We have a few slots available. So check that out. I'll leave it. I don't want to leave the link if we don't. We do have a couple slots available, so I'll leave the link down below. But yeah, get a business now. Get a business immediately, and then take the profits and invest in gold and silver, in multifamily real estate once you get because again, the cost of real estate doesn't matter. It's about the passive income. In crypto, which is another really good investment. Unless you have massive money to blow, I'm not as bullish on the NFT market, because that is creating a massive bubble where cryptos have utilities. Make sure when you're buying cryptos, you research their utilities. Spend time researching cryptos. Don't just get for the next meme. There's a coin that just came out, and you better believe your boy's getting ready to invest. I'm getting ready to invest some chunk of change in it. It's FJB, right? It's Let's Go Brandon coin, and it's going to be an independent, decentralized media platform. You can see it right here. It's the F Joe Biden coin, and it's going to be a meme coin that takes off. And I recommend you check it out, look into it. I'm not recommending you buying it because it could also go to zero. Oh, I'm buying it for sure. I'm already in. But I'm going to buy more. It's not. You can't trade it currently on the big exchanges. It just started trading the other day. I got in early. I got a bunch of it, and I think it's going to blow up. I think it's going to be bigger than Shiba Inu because it has a mission behind it. The FJB mission is probably one of the biggest missions in the world right now. And so as much as I respect SHIB, and I have a lot of SHIB, I think FJB is going to be way, way, way bigger. And now's the time you could actually get in. You look at the secret network. You look at, I talked about Orchid. I did a video on Orchid. I recommend you watch my video. That's a very utilitarian, decentralized VPN. So there's a lot of projects you can get involved in that are adding value. The problem with the stock market is if I go out and let's say Tesla's $1,000 a share. If I go out and spend $100,000 in Tesla, I haven't done anything. I haven't added any value. Where with some of these projects on the crypto market right now, they're still so small and so new that you can buy a big enough piece to add a value. Right now, if you go buy SHIB, which I know a lot of people buying SHIB, and it's kind of dormant. It's resting right now, but when it goes on the next run, it's going to triple the all-time high. Watch what happens. Mark my words. And what happens is, and this is not investing advice, you do whatever you want to do, but in my opinion, I'm doubling down on SHIB because I think it's going to go supersonic soon. Just watch what happens to SHIB next. It runs, it takes a little rest. It runs, but it keeps going up, right? We're still up from the last time all-time high, even though we've regressed quite a bit, which is a great place, a great dip for people to buy. When you look at some of these projects, though, they're still so new. If I would have been, a lot of these crypto projects are like, what if you invested in Amazon in 2000? What if you invested in Google in 2000? What if you invested in Tesla, 8 years ago, right? That's kind of where we are in crypto. So that's why crypto is so much more valuable. Also, $1 billion company is a bigger company than most people believe. I mean, most people think of $1 billion companies like, oh yeah, there's a lot of 5 years ago, if something was worth $1 billion, that was mind-blowing. Well, do you realize the average meme coin now? I mean, we're getting meme coins that launch in like 2 weeks that are worth $1 billion left and right. That's how powerful the crypto movement is. And so crypto taking over the stock market, that's why Congress is freaking out right now, because the stock market is getting crippled by crypto. And that's before institutionalized money. See, the average private investor is like, hey, the crypto market is going up several 100%. Yeah, it's risky, but it's going up a ton. The stock market's doing what the stock market always does, and it's kind of leveled out. And you don't see any crazy stock jumps, right? Once in a while, something like Tesla or a couple of these companies, like when Donald Trump launched his, media pack thing, and that went up, and when Elon Musk says anything. But for most of these stocks are boring. I mean, Amazon went down because their earnings, and the projections. It's just the stock market is just so played out and so manipulated that people are losing interest. For the average person, like to me, the stock market is the lamest, most boring, useless thing out there. And unless you're a multi-billionaire, you can't invest enough to add any value. So it really doesn't matter. You're just a drop in a bucket. You're just a raindrop in an ocean, and it's pointless. And the average person is feeling that. I mean, you can invest $100,000 in a stock, and it doesn't matter. And that's the problem. That's where we are. And that's why people like Warren Buffett are putting up his shield so he could buy more. And most big institutional investors are eitherwise putting up massive short positions or they're pulling back for cash, like Buffett, like Ray Dalio, like some of these other brilliant genius investors who've been doing this for decade after decade, and they've survived the bull and the bear market. Any idiot can make some money in a bull market, but 90% of these investors get wiped out in the bear market. You look at '08, most of these big-time superhero, I'm on TV investors didn't exist. Nobody ever heard their name pre-'08. And then they rode the bull market and pat themselves on the back like they're some kind of genius. And then when this bear market happens, you're never going to hear from them again. They're going to go from billionaire to bankrupt in a matter of a year or two. And it happens cycle after cycle after cycle. So people like Buffett, people like Dalio, and so many others who actually make it, that's why you look at what they're doing. I'm not particularly a big Warren Buffett fan. I'm certainly not a fan of his boyfriend, Bill Gates. I can't stand that guy. I think he's a terrorist against humanity, personally. That's just my opinion. But, the reality is when you look at these things and when you look at how things are shaking up, you might want to get serious about the future of your financial portfolio and looking at crypto versus stock market. Now, I'm not saying you should pick one or the other. I'm saying you should really do your research. I got wiped out in '08. I got destroyed in '08. And then I was able to build back my company and my success and my freedom. And I talked about in a recent video how I tie my self-worth to my freedom as far as I wake up when I want, I do what I want. I'm able to, live the life that I want. Yesterday, when I woke up, when I rolled out of bed, 11 o'clock. 11. Oh, Cody, successful people wake up at 5 a.m. You know who wakes up at 5 a.m.? Poor people. You know why? Because they do what they're told, when they're told, how they're told. I woke up at the crack of 11. 11, bro. Why? Because I went to bed at like 6 in the morning. Why? Living the dream. I'm busy living the dream. I live in beautiful Vegas most of the year, or at least part of the year. Got my house here, doing whatever I want to do whenever I want to go play poker, want to hop in a poker game with the most famous poker players in the world, with celebrities. I mean, the other day I was at playing poker. You know who was there? Your boy, uh-oh, Nelly was there. I've seen Celine Dion was playing poker 2 tables over. I wasn't sitting. This is the kind of life I live, guys. You live in Vegas. You do whatever you want if you take back your freedom with having a business and living this lifestyle. I want to go to the beach club at midnight. Cool. I want to go to the strip and 5-star restaurants at 2 a.m. Cool. Doesn't matter. I'll wake up at the crack of noon if I want to. I work with the most amazing clients in the world, helping them build businesses, helping them become ghosts, set appointments. Hey, I'm going to set all my appointments tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm going to go out tonight, live the dream, live the 5-star lifestyle, wake up at 11, do a little stuff. Go in my home gym, work out. I got a full boxing gym in my house. Do whatever you want to do. Take back your freedom. How do you do that? Business and invest. Build a bit. Now, don't get it twisted. I still outwork most people, but we all have 24 hours. Okay, we all have 24 hours. If I go to bed at 6 in the morning and wake up at noon and I slept for 6 hours, it doesn't matter if you go to bed at midnight and wake up at 6, or you go to bed at 11 and wake up at 5. You're not getting done more than me, because when you're in your pajamas drooling on your pillow, I'm still going. I only sleep for about 5.5, 6 hours a night. That's all I need, because my brain's always going, my batteries are always going. Also, I've created passive income, investment income, and I have a team that helps me do these things. That's why I have 3 YouTube channels. That's why I have 2 core businesses and a couple side hustles. That's why I'm bringing in money passively regardless. That's why I'm doing these things. That's why That's why I check my crypto and it's moonshotting on a regular basis. Why is that? Well, it's because I put the pieces in place, and that's what I want for you. That's why I tell you guys, when we help you build a business, you got your income stream, you've got your passive income, you manage it, and you help train people to run it for you. You could do it anywhere in the world from a laptop. That's all you need. Yeah, you don't need a big giant building and overpriced commercial real estate. You don't need all this extra BS. You could do it from the beach, and you could do it from Tokyo or Dubai. You could do it from Berlin or the beaches in Florida, whatever you want to do. That's the amazing thing. Live the life you want to live. Now, I'm a workaholic. I love two things: spending time with my kids and working on my businesses. So I do that most of the time. I also like playing poker. Also like doing cool stuff with my cards. Also like, boxing, UFC. Used to compete kickboxing. Of course, that was a long time ago when I was in my late teens, early 20s. But I find the things I love to do and I double, triple, quadruple down on them. And that's what you should be doing. That's freedom. Freedom isn't buying bigger mansions every year and Lamborghinis you can barely afford. That's not freedom. That's cool if that's what you want to do, and you do you. Don't let anybody look down on you. I don't look down on people who, buy all this stuff. But what I'm telling you, my message is don't put your self-worth in this stuff. I could buy any car I want, and I can assure you my self-worth won't be attached to a car. Ever. When I was 16, I had a Honda Accord. My self-worth wasn't attached to that Honda Accord. If tomorrow I decide, you know what, Cody, you're knocking on the door of 40, why don't you go buy a Lambo? Sure. Still won't put my self-worth in it. I'm knocking on. I still got a few years till I'm 40. Don't worry. But I'm not old and dead yet. But the reality is, do not put your self-worth in these things. I get these messages every day. Cody, I'm this age and all I have is this. Tell me about your freedom. Tell me about what you like to do. Tell me about how you wake up when you want with a smile on your face. Don't tell me about like, oh, I'm 52 and I've only got 10 grand in my name. Who cares? Are you living the life you want to live? If you're living the life you want to live, the amount of fiat currency you have doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much fiat currency you have. It doesn't matter how much fake digital crypto you have. It doesn't matter how nice your house is. It doesn't matter how nice your car is. It matters living the lifestyle. And so when I talk about these things, I really like to drill down on my message. Start a business, invest the money from that business, work hard in your business, work hard on your investments, make smart investments, and live your life. Now, for me, I love to be working all the time. That's fun for me. Some of you want to be at the beach. Going to the beach doesn't sound fun to me, to be brutally honest. I'm not a beach guy. So going to the beach isn't my favorite thing to do. But find your favorite things to do and do more of those things. Do more of those things. That should be the core takeaway, the core message. For me, the things I like to do, I do them. And that's where I structure my business. That's why I'm one of the richest people you've ever met. Because I live this life. I can wake up at the crack of 11, still outwork most people because I'm not going to be going to bed at 8 p.m. like you. Because I don't have a master like you. I don't have somebody like Cody, you need to be in at 7. Kick rocks, bro. I do whatever I want, period. When I want, how I want, where I want. If I decide to get on a plane and go to Dubai tonight, peace. Do what I want, when I get there. And that's the life I want all of you to have. That's true freedom. And that's how I'm able to have this extreme level of privacy. We talk about privacy, and privacy is a right, and it's right that needs to be protected. And if you don't protect it and I don't protect it, you can bet the governments and the big corporations aren't going to protect it. Well, how am I able to have so much privacy? My kids are in homeschool, so that's not a privacy leak. I work for myself, so that's not a privacy leak. Like what a lot of you guys do, you give out your information willy-nilly and you do what you're told whenever you're told to do it. You get lunch when you're told, you can go home when you're told. No, dude, I do whatever I want. You want the ultimate privacy? Have the ultimate freedom. You want the ultimate freedom? Start a business, take that money and invest it. Invest in your brain, invest in your mind, invest in knowledge, invest in training, invest in businesses, and invest in other investments. For me, my investments of choice are gold, silver, crypto, multifamily real estate. What are your investments of choice? Let me know down below. If there's an amazing investment I'm not thinking of, let me know. Let me know down below. I would love to hear it. But that's what you want to be doing. Because the fact is, there's always somebody richer. I say I'm one of the richest people, and I am. But it's not just my money. Now, obviously, I'm in the top 1% financially. But beyond that, even in the top 1%, there's a lot of people that are way, way, way better off financially. There's people who've got the billionaires exist. I'm nowhere near a billionaire, not even remotely near a billionaire. That's not even in the realm of possibilities. If you've got 100 million, a billionaire is not even in the realm of possibilities anytime soon. So, even being in the top 1%, you're talking, not even remotely where some of these people are. But time-wise, I've got the money to do what I want. See, most people have lots of time and no money, or lots of money and no time. I've been able to crack the code and have a good amount of time and a good amount of money. Now, I still do things. I still work hard. I don't just, I'm not retired. I'm still hustling on a regular basis, but only doing things I want to do. I only work with people that I want to work with on things I want to work with, like ghost businesses and building business. I love that. It's so thrilling for me to see my clients tell their boss to go pound sand. I literally had a lady, one of my clients the other day, literally rip into her boss. Her husband recorded it. She told him everything she always wanted to tell him in about 45 seconds, quit and peaced out because the business that we created for her now makes like, not quite, but almost twice her income. Not quite twice, but almost twice. And, Shelly, I'm sure you're watching this. I'm so proud of you. And there's so many other people who do this for her. Now she's able to go out and live. She's not a millionaire yet. I mean, she might be someday. She's not yet, but she's making a lot more money than she did at her job. That's freedom. She just took back her freedom. She may not have millions or billions of dollars, but she's free. Tell me somebody richer than her. Tell me somebody like her that gets to wake up with her children tomorrow. She's now able to do what she wants in her business. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what it always is consistently. So anyway, I just like to kind of put these messages out there that, guys, if you want privacy, if you want freedom, start a business and invest the money. It's the same old model. It's the same old structure that has been working the last 100 years. People just try to overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Be consistent. The key to my success has been consistency. Be consistent. I'm not always perfectly consistent. I falter all the time, but then I get back on the horse consistently. Be consistent. Also, go all in everything you do. I mean, I know my message, go all in. Well, that's a true statement. Go all in everything you do. If you go half in, you're not going to be successful. Nobody kind of tried a little and became super successful. You got to go all in. You got to give it all you got. You got to have the right mindset and give it all you got. So appreciate you guys sharing this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Check out some of the other videos we've been making lately. We're making videos all the time here on Privacy X. Really appreciate you guys' support. You can also share these videos. It means a lot. I know some of you guys have been sharing them lately. I've been seeing them pop up on different social medias. And I appreciate it, guys, because YouTube and Odyssey and these other platforms, they kind of have their algorithms and they don't like this kind of content. And so for those of you out there sharing it, I really genuinely appreciate it. Have an amazing day, guys. Take action in your life every single day. That's the most important thing you can do. And I'll see you guys in the next video.